Okay, today we're making the most incredible strawberry shortcake cake. It features tender vanilla cake layers filled with juicy fresh strawberries and a light, not too sweet chantilly whipped cream frosting. It's fresh, not too sweet, and the perfect mix of a classic strawberry shortcake and a celebration cake. So to start off, you want to preheat your oven to 180°C or 350°F conventional and generously grease or line two 8-inch cake pans. I like using my homemade cake release to grease my pans. You can find the full recipe on how to make it on cakesbymk.com. So once that's done, just set your cake pans aside for now, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 300 grams or 2.5 cups of plain all-purpose flour, 25 grams or a quarter cup of cornstarch, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. And then give that a good mix with a whisk until everything is well combined and set it aside for now. Next, in a large bowl, add in 113 grams or half a cup of room temperature unsalted butter, 105 grams or half a cup of unflavoured vegetable oil, I use canola oil, and 332 grams or 1 2/3 cups of white granulated sugar. And then using a hand or stand mixer on medium speed, cream everything together for about 2 minutes until it's light and creamy. Next, add in 3 large room temperature eggs one at a time while mixing on a low speed, making sure each egg is mixed in well before adding in the next. Now once that's done, add in 1 1/4 tablespoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, and 112 grams or half a cup of room temperature buttermilk, and then again mix on a low to medium speed until well combined. Now at this point you can set your mixer aside because the rest of the mixing we're going to be doing by hand. Now to finish off the batter, add half of the pre-sifted dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, and then using a spatula gently fold everything together until just combined. And then you want to add a further 225 grams or 1 cup of room temperature buttermilk, and again fold until just combined, and then lastly add in the remaining dry ingredients and gently fold until just combined. You want to be careful not to overmix the batter. Now once the batter is done, you want to evenly divide it between the 2 prepared cake pans. I like to weigh my pans just to make sure that I have an even amount in each cake pan, and then once that's done, just level out the tops and then give the tins a light tap on the counter to release any large air bubbles, and then you want to bake for 30 to 35 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs. Now once baked, you want to let the cakes cool in the pans for about 20 minutes just to give them a little bit of time to firm up before carefully running a thin knife along the edges to release the cakes from the cake pans and then turning them out onto a wire rack to completely cool. Now once the cakes are at room temperature, we're going to prepare the strawberry filling and chantilly cream. So for the strawberry filling, you want to combine 300 grams or about 2 cups of freshly sliced strawberries with 1 teaspoon of white granulated sugar, and then give that a mix and just let it sit for about 10 minutes so the strawberries can release their juices and become extra flavorful. Now while the strawberries are macerating, we're going to make the chantilly cream. So in a large bowl, add 113 grams or half a cup of cold mascarpone, 113 grams or half a cup of cold cream cheese, 125 grams or 1 cup of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then using a hand or stand mixer, you want to first mix on a low speed just until everything is combined, and then turn up the speed to a medium-high and mix until everything is smooth and creamy. If you're using a stand mixer, you want to use the whisk attachment. Now next, add in 460 grams or 2 cups of cold heavy whipping cream, and then you want to start mixing first on a low speed just again to combine everything without it splattering everywhere, and then increase to a medium-high speed and whip until you reach stiff peaks. You just want to keep a close eye on it because you don't want to over whip the cream, so once you have nice firm peaks, the frosting is ready and we can start assembling the cake. So I'm starting off by trimming the tops of my cake layers using a serrated knife so that they're nice and flat. Now I'm also going to trim off the caramelized edges, but this step is optional. Next, I'm placing my first cake layer onto my cake stand and spreading out a generous amount of the chantilly cream using my offset spatula. I'm then placing some of the cream into a piping bag with a 1mm piping tip, and I'm going to pipe a border around the edges of the cake, and this is just going to act as a barrier which will stop our strawberries from sliding out the edges. Now next I'm going to place half of the macerated strawberries in the centre of the cake and spread them out evenly. I like to lay them flat because it just gives a cleaner look and makes the cake stacking a bit easier. Now once that's done, my next cake layer goes on top, and then I'm spreading out more of the chantilly cream on the top and sides of the cake. I then like to go in with my cake scraper to smooth out the edges, and I also use my offset spatula to bring that top lip of frosting into the middle of the cake so that I get nice clean edges. Next, I'm piping a border around the top edge of my cake using the same 1mm piping tip, and this is going to hold our remaining strawberries. And then I'm placing the rest of the strawberries in the centre. And then that is my strawberry shortcake cake all done. This strawberry shortcake cake is soft, fresh, and perfectly balanced with that light vanilla cake, creamy chantilly filling, and sweet juicy strawberries. It's honestly such a beautiful cake for spring and summer. So that is it for today, guys. If you do decide to give this recipe a go, then please do leave a review on our blog. It really helps our content out here at Cakes by MK, and I'll see you in the next video.